welcome to another song title challenge where the question is, climbers, how would you write this one? We do this every other Friday. Climbers, listeners of this podcast, send in their song titles. You can send in as many as you want into info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular. There is no S. info@daredevilproduction.com. Put song title challenge in the subject line so that it gets into the right folder. If you don't, it won't. Okay. And what Brent and I do is mimic what you should be doing with each of your song titles before you go into a write. And what occasionally happens in a pro write after it already starts, the beginning part is we've got this title. Now let's cook up 5 or 6 different conceptual angles to writing the lyrics. Like how can we do it differently to make sure that we're not writing the most cliche thing that comes to the mind easiest? Sometimes that's the right one, but mostly it's not. It'll be the 5th or 6th one after you've gotten all the low-hanging fruit off that you get to that apple that's really high up on the tree, and it's going to be the best tasting apple and have the best idea, right?
That's right.
This isn't like a co-write or anything?
No, this isn't a co-write. Our favorite story here lately is with the request. It came in from Craig Kuchler, and we riffed on it, did our thing, and another climber, Tracy Richardson, heard it, and she loved our take on it, and she reached out to Craig, was like, I want to write this with you. And he's like, cool. So they wrote it, and then they just reached out to me. He's like, hey, we just didn't feel right not including you, but do you want in? Here's what we got. And they didn't have to do that. That's not the deal. But I actually loved what they had. So I'm like, yeah, I'll jump on that. And so we worked on it. They could have gone and just written it and had a number one, and I would have just hoped to be invited.
Yep. And first of all, it's awesome what they did.
Yeah.
And then now you're going to demo it, right? It's getting demoed?
Yeah. So we're working on getting it demoed. So it's taking that next step, which is awesome. I had a fun experience the other night, too, with Brad Hacker. He and Patrick Adams and Chris Tiscarano, sorry, dude. They brought me in on a song, and they had it started. They actually had a full version of it. They wanted me to help them on it. And I mentioned this, I think, last podcast or podcast before. It's like, I just don't know if this is the right angle. I think no matter how well you write this, just this angle is too cliche. We don't have an artist in the room or the producer. It's like, it's going to have to be the song of the year version of this thing because it's so well-worn territory and kind of country cliche. I was like, I think we need to find a different angle. Uh-huh. And so Patrick was like, hey, man, can we song title challenge this? I was like, yes, we can. So everybody's way more fired up about it now because it just found a fresher angle.
Yeah.
For that same title. Now we don't have to write song of the year. It helps. It always helps. But at least it's not the same thing that everybody's heard 1,000 times, like angle-wise.
Yeah. And this whole exercise, guys, is something that's going to bring new life to the older titles that are wilted lettuce. The energy's kind of come off them. Maybe you don't go back to the first few pages of your hook book that much anymore. But if you do and you song title challenge one of them, you might be surprised. Like all of a sudden you spin a different angle on this. You're like, oh, yeah, okay, let's write this. And you might like that. So are you ready?
Never, but it's never stopped me before.
All right, so this week's song title challenge, and I'm going to start calling these out now, not calling them out, but calling out my feelings early on this, okay?
Okay.
So this one, I think, is like a really kind of bland title.
Okay, well.
This title just does not jump off the page to me, but I'm really interested to see where we go with it, right? Because there's been a couple of those where I've said it afterwards, and now I'm going to say it before we come up with what we're going to come up with. Like, I'm not liking this right now, just as a title. Okay? But let's see what happens and where we spin with it. So this is from Jimmy Sheeran. And Jimmy, don't take that personally. I mean, there was like 2 handfuls of songs I felt the same way about. And then because we do the song title challenge thing, all of a sudden we just get this cool twist on it. And it's like, I end up at the end of the song title challenge being really excited about it. You know what I mean? So I don't want you to take it the wrong way.
Yeah. And I wonder sometimes if people send it in going, what you going to do with this? This is pretty bland.
Sometimes I do too. And then sometimes I got people that just send in stuff where I'm just like, okay, I just think that's their title. And I'm just like, what is this fun? Okay, here we go. The title is Top Secret.
Top Secret. All right.
Top Secret.
Yeah, I don't love that title either. All right. But if we're in the room and you're an artist and you're like, dude, I got this title and I want to write it. I think it would be great for an album title and a first single. Top Secret. I'll be like, that's awesome. What ideas do you have? They're like, I don't have any. I'm like, well, let's find some.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
Because that's what you do. I'm in the service business. So Jimmy, good luck on your record deal. Let's find an angle for Top Secret. All right. So,
Love it.
but of course, not having an artist in there, we don't have a lane we need to stick to. We don't have to worry about what the artist would say. We're wide open. So, Top Secret, I try to let the title write the song as much as possible. So I try to play with each word and go, okay, Top Secret, of course, it's top secret. It's highest secrecy level you can get, right? Sergeant Secret is top secret, but I also think that's my top secret, like my favorite, my best secret.
Oh, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Can't be giving away my top secrets.
Right.
I'm like, I can't give away my top secret. What else? That's top secret. I mean, it seems so, I can't tell you. That's top secret. You know, all of a sudden I want to go to the 80s and have a hair metal band, Love You, Johnny, being like, top secret, you know.
Not the secret no more.
She's my top secret. Keep staying under covers. And now you're making out. It's your girl you don't tell about. It's an illicit affair. It's top secret under the covers. Top and under. See? It's an 80s hair band song.
Yeah, it could be. It sure could be.
You're
I'm sure it was
me.
written.
You know that. You just get a fan blowing your hair up in the air, Johnny, while you're playing guitar, and it writes itself. So there's that angle, which is just a rock. It's top secret undercover. It's basically daytime friends and nighttime lovers, right?
Right.
So there's that kind of thing. I mean, because that title doesn't lend itself at this point to anything real serious or heavy, just because it seems like such a odd title, you know? So there's that angle of just
I got an idea.
Okay.
So what if, I don't know how you string this together. You're the word man. Okay. But what if you're just talking about different things that are kind of heavy or close to your heart that are like secrets, family secrets, like grandma's recipe for whatever, like you and your girl. You know how, like, when you first get pregnant, you're not supposed to say anything for the first, whatever. Mm-hmm. What is it? The first 3 months or something?
Say like 18 years.
Yeah.
They're on their own.
But, you know, like, you can't wait to say, like, there's some things that you could pepper in there maybe that could be top secret. Things you wouldn't say, but not because they're shameful or something.
Right, yeah.
Because you can't say because it's top secret, like, I can't tell you. You know how, like, when I say you're asking a lot of questions, you're asking a lot of questions, right? It could be like that kind of angle on it. That's top secret, man. You're on a need to know basis.
Yeah.
That's above your pay grade, right?
Yeah.
What could that be?
Yeah, that could be something too. Something's hitting me too, because I think top secret, I think of a kid. I think of when I was a kid and you're like playing spies, secret agent, and I'm James Bond in the backyard or whatever, and I'll have a manila folder from the Baxter Realty office or something I've found in my parents' office, or like a manila folder, and I write top secret on it, right?
And
I'm hiding it in my bedroom, and I'm like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what that title makes me feel of. Maybe that's why I went to the 80s too, because I was a kid in the 80s, and it makes me think of a kid, top secret, because it's a kid playing at being like a spy or something. Yeah. Okay. What do you got, Johnny? Because I got more on that. It's leading me down.
I was just going to say, like, speaking of the 80s and speaking of country and speaking of George Strait, like, check yes or no. What if you're playing the spy game and it's top secret with the girl who's also like 6 or 7 and however old the kid is. And that's where, like, you stole your first kiss.
Yeah.
This little innocent kiss, and it was top secret.
Yeah. I think if you somehow frame it through a child's eyes, or even speaking to a child, which I get to in a second, then it feels like it could be like that check yes or no, or that innocent kind of thing. It feels young and innocent and childlike. At least that's how I'm vibing with it. So yeah, it could be that you got that little girlfriend and it's top secret. And it goes from the kid thing to maybe it ends with y'all are married and you're pregnant for the first time. And wow, we just can't tell anybody yet. It's top secret.
Yeah, there we go. See, I like how you do that.
Goes from our first little kiss to I still feel like a kid with her, or he still, maybe it's third person, because this is somebody else's story. And you got that ring. It's in that pocket, top secret. So it's like the traditional country 3-act play, which is not too much in style right now, but it's like the first kiss, or you're my boyfriend, girlfriend, and we pass a note and it's top secret.
It's a decoder ring out of a cereal box.
Yeah. To, the ring, and I got the ring and it's top secret. I'm going to surprise her with the proposal.
She better not be, oh yeah. Then she gets pregnant. Right. Yeah.
Then after we get, because that's a big secret. You keep like, I got the ring. I'm going to pop the question. And you're like, yeah, I don't want to spoil the surprise. And then the next one could be, like you said, we're pregnant and it's too early to tell people. It's top secret. Just us. It's like our little thing.
Man, I like that a lot. I like that idea a lot because, yeah, you're right. It doesn't even have to be like the 3-act play thing. You can just go from the kid thing up to the point where you're going to give her the ring.
Yeah.
And everything you had to do to keep it top secret, to keep it undercover, you had to pay hush money. You could bring in some different spy stuff and make that fun and innocent, like you said, and how kids would approach that. I think that would be, yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's another angle of a picture of dad talking to his son about something that he's couching in language of a child that the kid would get, like, oh, son, that's top secret. And so it's him giving advice to his son or talking to his son about love or something. I don't know what the story is, but that would explain an adult using that kind of language. Like, it's top
I know
secret,
what it is.
It's undercover. What is it? What are they talking about?
Okay, I know what it is.
It'd be like a life lesson kind of thing,
Yeah, I know what it is. Like, what if it's self-deprecating? Okay. And it's how, like, here's the thing, it's top secret. Even though we know we're right, you can't say that to the girl. Right? Like, so son, you want the secret? You want the top secret in life? It's just agree with the girl even when you know you're right, Yeah. And you just gotta say it like that, because that way then it's the wink and the smile, like, we're always right, but we got to keep that top secret. All the glory goes to her. Okay. And that's how you're gonna be happy in life. And maybe the story is the kid has a bad experience with a girl in school. In a playground way, you know what I mean? And so here's what you do. And it's all build up. Like, we're always right, but we just don't let them know that we're always going to tell them that they're right.
Yeah.
So this is like a horrific correlation, but I just thought of sort of the innocence in a much more horrible situation, but I can't remember the name of the movie, but there was a movie about, I think it was an Italian Jew that was in the concentration camps during World War II. Okay. And he's the whole time he's convincing his son that it's a game, his little boy. Right? I don't know if you ever saw that movie. It won like a boatload of Oscars. I can't remember. It was really heavy. But the whole time he's making fun of guards, and the dad is like a big personality. And the whole time he's like making his son laugh and just trying to, so he won't be scared, right? Is to make him think like this is a game and I'm in control of everything, even though he wasn't. And so something like that, where again, that not as heavy as that, obviously, but with the dad telling his son, like, this is what you got to do. This is the secret to life. This is the secret to everything. I have it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're always right. We'll do this. We do. It sounds like really, really horrible, right? And you just make it sound like really like misogynistic almost, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because the ambush is, but we tell them it's their idea, right? It's their thing. It's top secret, but don't tell anybody. That's what we did.
And I think too, the phrase just hit me as a kicker line, like it's top secret. Man, is so important. It's top secret. Don't keep it to yourself. It's the top secret. Don't keep it to yourself. Oh. Your dad's giving the kid, advice like, okay, this is the top secret. This is the thing, son. Now don't keep it to yourself. Like, love is a top secret. Don't keep it to yourself. That kind of thing. It's like the top secret. What's the secret of life? I'll tell you, the top secret is love and be loved. And you could definitely go like Christian country, possibly Southern gospel or something like it's do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. It could be love God above everything else. Love God, love people. That's the top secret. Don't keep it to yourself.
Oh, I like that.
Now don't keep it to yourself. Go and live that out and share the gospel, the good news, the whatever. What's the secret to happiness? What's the secret of success? What's the secret of life, right? There are all these, what's the secret of? You're like, well, I tell you, the top secret is da-da-da-da-da. No one to tell you this. That would be a different thing. Like, no one to tell you this is top secret. Now, don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I
a
do see.
philosophical, make the world a better place. He's talking to his kids, so he can use that like it's top secret. But if I talk to my wife, I'm like, no, this is top secret, honey. She'd be like, what are you, 12?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But if I'm talking to like Ozzy or Quill, they're like, yeah, it's top secret. It's like, it's cool. It's spies. Just Jackie Chan spy movies. My kids like Jackie Chan.
Exactly, because it sounds cool. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, so when I was in LA, I was in this band called Candygram for Mongo. And,
Called what now?
Candygram for Mongo.
Okay, sure.
And yeah, that's from Blazing Saddles, for those of you who don't
Oh, okay.
know the movie. But we had this song called Shannon Told Me that we wrote about all the wives of the band. That's how we got together and formed a band, was because all the wives are like best friends, right?
Yeah.
And so instead of just nodding at each other and having those stupid conversations at the parties that you're forced to attend,
Yeah.
instead it's like, oh, you play drum? Oh, yeah, well, I got a recording studio. Oh, and I write songs. No way. You know, like all of a sudden we're playing in a band together. And so one of the friends was kind of like, and I think, you know, nothing against Shannon here, but like every group of girls, somebody's got to be the gossip, right? It's just like in any organization, someone's got to be John, someone's got to be Paul, someone's got to be George, someone's got to be Ringo, someone's got to be a gossip. And Shannon was the gossip. And so Gary, I think, wrote this song, and the opening line I thought was awesome. If you want the world to know, tell Shannon it's a secret. If you want the world to know, tell Shannon it's a secret.
Oh,
and
so
so maybe we could spin it that way. You know, tell Shannon it's top secret. Something like that. If you want the world to know, tell so-and-so it's top secret. And you could talk about a gossip, you know, like fun, upbeat kind of a thing. It'd be really cool.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. So it can be really sweet, man. There's that positive country, or just even a George Strait, Forever and Ever, Amen. It's a top secret. Don't keep it to yourself. Or even that love thing. Yeah. If there's a way to make it sweet where it's not misogynistic, but the top secret is like make her happy kind of thing. But hey, don't let her know that you're trying to make her happy. Just make her happy or whatever. You know, if there's a way to play with it is.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
Yes.
So the good spy, you never know you've been had.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. Right? So it's like, you know, don't tell her that you're trying to make her happy. Just be cool.
Yeah.
It's that kind of a spin on it. And when something accidentally goes right, just nod your head like, that's right, baby.
Yeah.
Have the whole thing planned. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
I think that's cool. We got some good looks at that, I think.
Yeah. See, Johnny, have a little faith.
I know.
Got
Well, it always
faith.
ends up going in a different place. So I think we do that at the beginning, like all the time now. Like, okay, here's how I feel about this title.
Then how do you feel at the end, Johnny?
Yeah, like the request.
How do you feel about it now?
The request was another one of those where I was just like, wah, wah, wah.
Yeah,
okay,
like,
let's see what Word Boy does with this. I threw it at you as a challenge. And then it was like, oh, and we came up with that one idea. And all of a sudden it's just badass. And it's so badass it moves somebody, didn't know somebody else to say, can I write this with you? Because I love it.
And that's the challenge of some of those titles. Like, that's so wide open, like the request. Top secret. Well, what's that about? It can be about friggin' anything, right?
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Like, it's so wide open that that's part of the challenge. Like, if you nail it, it could be awesome, but it could just be, there's just, you know, something like The House That Built Me. That title alone has so much energy and like, wow to it. Yeah. And a lot of titles aren't that way. It's what you make, you know, titles. Remember, title's not an idea. Title's just words, and what you make those words mean, that's an idea. And that's what you want to dig into.
I love it. Well, all right, guys, that brings us to the end of the song title challenge. Now, if Mr. Jimmy Sheeran wants to work on this with you privately, what can he do?
Well, Jimmy, I do song consulting. I do private song title challenges. I do coach writing. I do Q&A, all that stuff. I can help you prepare your song. I can help you repair your song. You know, you can just pick my skinny little brains. So I do all that. You can find the details, see my calendar, and book a session at songwritingpro.com/coaching. That is songwritingpro.com/coaching.
Awesome, guys. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the song title challenge. Send your titles in, as many as you want, to info@daredevilproduction.com. Info@daredevilproduction.com. Production is singular. Put song title challenge in the subject line. We'll get them into the right folder. And then I'll just spring yours on to Brent, you know, next time we do this, guys.
Whether he likes it or not.
Whether he likes it or not. That's right. This podcast exists because we want you to win. So keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.